Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Our top story tonight is one that requires a warning right at the start. The discovery of dozens of dogs, cats, rabbits, and other animals living in filth. Good evening, I'm Alexa Farrell. Thank you for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. Now, we won't show you what was the worst of what was found in a Woodbridge house, but we've seen the evidence that animal control officers say goes beyond cruel. And as for Fox 61's Jake Garcia shows us, right now there's a search for pets that got away.
Woodbridge Regional Animal Control spent much of the day Sunday scouring the area and setting traps to rescue as many as 40 more cats just like this one from this property here on Pleasant Hill Road. Officials say this all started when a woman was outside the shelter just after 5 o'clock Saturday morning trying to surrender over a dozen dogs.
Once I got there, which was about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes after I spoke to the PD, there was 22 dogs.
Moffo says the dogs were matted, some riddled with fleas. When she got to the owner's home, it was much worse than expected.
It's not the environment you want any animal to live in. There's feces, there's grime, there's filth. It's definitely not a position where you want any living person or animal in.
At the home, officials found another dog, bringing the total to 23, along with 7 bunnies, a guinea pig, and nearly 40 cats. We
found more kittens today. They're popping out of the woodwork. So as soon as we open a can of food to put in a trap, they just keep on coming.
Officials say some of the cats have fleas and have open wounds from the matting of fur and paw infections. The owner, who is not being identified at this time, has been charged with 22 counts of animal cruelty and is currently receiving mental health treatment at an area hospital.
She needs help. She knows it. And she came to us, which was the right thing to do. I think this could have been avoided. But now we have to work with that situation. We're trying to get her all the help that she needs within the town, and for support for herself, because, we do care about her as an individual.
She says this has been one of the worst cases of neglect she has seen in her career.
It's some of the worst I've seen. It was very bad. We're not over exaggerating. The conditions of majority of them were horrid. You don't want any dog to be in that condition. It's very unsafe for them. It's not good for them. It's not healthy for them.
The good news is, with the help of several shelters and rescues across the state, the animals are being groomed and treated as they recover. Moffo says animal neglect and cruelty is not rare in Connecticut, and she hopes this sends a message that this type of abuse will be taken seriously.
Everyone in the state of Connecticut sees it. It's a crisis in Connecticut. That's what a lot of us as ACOs say, #crisis in Connecticut, and it is. It's a problem.
For many of these animals, it's a long road to recovery, but anyone interested in adopting any of these animals can reach out to the Woodbridge Regional Animal Shelter. Reporting in Woodbridge, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Devastating story. Thank you, Jake. Now we'll continue to follow this and find out more information about the efforts of those animal welfare folks in Woodbridge. And you can find out more by downloading our free app or going to our website, fox61.com. All right, we're going to send things over now to meteorologist Sam Perry. It's Sunday night, so we're getting ready for a new week. Sam, what's on tap?
Oh, beautiful week. It's a good week to take some time off. Ooh. If you could sneak in a nice vacation, we are going to deal with mainly comfortable conditions. Today was absolutely gorgeous. We got into the upper 70s and the lower 80s across the region. Grant New London sensor is off, obviously. It didn't get to 99. 85 at Windsor Locks is the warm spot. Temperatures in the 60s in the rural towns to the lower and middle 70s across the Connecticut Valley and the shoreline. You see basically that dew points are down into the 50s. It is comfortable. A couple of showers up in northern Connecticut snuck in. Upper level system. This one up here is going to give us a couple of showers for tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Otherwise, it'll clear out overnight and we are going to have a mostly clear start to your Monday, and then a couple of light showers in the afternoon. Not for everybody, few and far between, not a big deal, and it's not severe. Overnight temperatures will average in the upper 50s to lower 60s, and during the day tomorrow we start out really comfortable, pleasant, some clouds, maybe a couple of spot showers, and then that clears out and we end up with a nice evening with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s falling into the 60s. Coming up, I will detail the week ahead. I'll let you know how warm it will get and when our next chance for significant rain could occur on your Fox 61 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Alexa?
All right, Sam, thank you. Well, this was a busy weekend for tow truck drivers, crash investigators, and other first responders. And no doubt you may have spent part of your weekend sitting in traffic caused by many crashes. Here's a look at just a few of them. Late this afternoon, a biker was found in the roadway of Henry Parkway in Vernon following a serious crash with his motorcycle. After being treated at the scene by EMS and firefighters, the man was flown by Lifestar to a hospital. No word tonight on his condition or what may have caused him to crash. Drivers on I-84 had to be detoured through Vernon this morning after a tractor trailer rolled over in a fiery crash with the driver of a car. This happened just before exit 68 in Tolland, a little after 4 this morning. And the eastbound lanes were closed as a result for hours, causing massive backups. One person had to be taken to a hospital, but is expected to recover. And we have new information tonight about last night's breaking news. A collision on I-91 in Meriden that shut down the northbound lanes for hours. Turns out the driver of a Honda SUV was slowing down because of a crash ahead when he smashed into a Chevy SUV, pushing that vehicle into the median and crossing it over, causing it to roll over. The driver of the Chevy, a man from Massachusetts, suffered serious injuries. 2 other people were also hurt in that crash. That remains under investigation tonight. And just a few hours ago, police closed Route 44 in both directions on Avon Mountain between West Hartford and Avon because of a crash. The westbound lanes are closed starting at Mountain Road, and the eastbound lanes are closed from the Avon Town line atop the mountain. Now we'll keep you updated as we learn new information. In Hartford, police are searching for the driver of a Toyota minivan that they say crashed into a Jeep this morning and just kept going. Turns out the driver of that Jeep died shortly thereafter. This happened at the intersection of Franklin Avenue and Adelaide Street at a few minutes past 6. The force of the collision caused the Jeep to roll over. Tonique Davis was 23 and from Portland. Police say that the minivan that crashed into her had a number of passengers inside. They're hoping someone comes forward to help with their investigation. And that wasn't the only deadly hit-and-run crash this weekend. Police in Waterbury are looking for the driver who hit a woman crossing East Main Street around 10 o'clock last night. The victim was rushed to St. Mary's, where she died. Police ask that if you have any information about that crash, you call them right away. And Waterbury detectives also need the public's help to solve a deadly shooting on Walnut Street. The shots rang out just around midnight. When officers arrived, they found a wounded man who later died at the hospital. An investigation is underway into who pulled the trigger and why. After 4 days of searching, firefighters in Wolcott recovered the body of a missing kayaker this morning. David Barassa hadn't been seen since he left his car in the parking lot of the Woodtick Reservoir on Wednesday. His kayak was discovered overturned on the reservoir Wednesday evening. Then this morning around 7, firefighters found his remains. An autopsy is planned. A woman from Massachusetts is free tonight on bond after her arrest in Killingly for reckless driving. It was Saturday evening just before 5 when police say she zoomed past a trooper in Thompson who was conducting speed enforcement along I-395 southbound near exit 50. The trooper clocked her traveling at 99 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone, then sped up to 115. The driver is identified as 19-year-old Amanda Diaz-Reyes. When asked why she was driving so fast, police say that she was on the way to see a friend. That's what she told them. She posted $500 bond and is scheduled to appear in court on August 20th. Well, if you were thinking of early voting in Connecticut's local primary, primaries, you missed it. Early voting ended today, but you do still have time to cast your vote on Tuesday at the designated poll station in your community. Now remember, you must be registered as either a Republican or a Democrat to vote in the primary. The deadline to register is tomorrow at noon at your local registrar or town clerk. Again, primary day is this Tuesday. It's here, the 13th, and polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.